This podcast was brought to you by Uncle Geeb Productions. Hey guys, and welcome everyone to the Drip and Geeb podcast. I'm your host, Uncle Geeb, and with me is host of Drip Media Gaming. We record this podcast live every Thursday, every week at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can listen to this podcast on Apple, Spotify, Google, or anywhere you can listen to podcasts. Drip on today's episode. I don't mess up the intro. That didn't happen. We're also going to be talking about 100% nothing else to Princess Peach Joy-Cons. That's the only thing we're talking about today. Pink. That's it.
What?
No, just kidding. We're also be talking about the Zelda concert that was announced. We're also be talking about the quote-unquote leaks. I call them rumors. Drip calls
They're
them
definitely rumors.
Drip calls
They're
them
not leaked.
You call them bullcrap. So
Yeah,
that's that's what you call them. But we'll talk about what everybody calls them a little bit in the show down the road here. But Drip, before we begin, how you doing, man?
This week has been absolutely insane. What day is it? It's Wednesday. Yes. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, absolutely insane. But I feel like the rest of the week's probably going to be a little bit better.
Yep.
I wanted to start streaming, didn't, but you did.
I did. Thanks for mentioning, Drip. You know.
I'm gonna eventually. It's happening.
Yeah. I started streaming a lot of Steam Deck stuff. I did a couple live streams of me playing on the Steam Deck Zelda games. So I'm trying to incorporate Steam Deck and other gaming content on my YouTube channel, because where before it was just kind of Nintendo Switch stuff. I'm trying to bring in more not Nintendo Switch stuff, because I like other tech. I like phones, technology in general, computers. I like other gaming. I like Steam Deck. I like PC gaming. I like PS5 and Xbox. I don't have them, but I do like to keep up with what's going on there. So this is my way of kind of bringing more stuff into the channel that wasn't there previously. So
yeah, I like talking about that stuff too. Just don't do it publicly. I guess, I don't know.
Keep it secret.
It's fine.
No, well, my channel's small enough where I can do that. I'm still,
at this point, if I start talking about the Steam Deck,
yeah,
I gave it a try. It seemed like it might work, but
it would have if you would have kept up with it. I believe it would.
No, it's fine. We're keeping it Nintendo. I love Nintendo.
That's what you want to do. That's what I'm saying. Like, I want to do what I want to do, not just what I feel like I have to do. Also, I talk about so much Nintendo with you on this podcast that I told people on my live stream, I'm just kind of Nintendo'd out when it comes to when I start thinking about what I'm going to do on my channel, videos or streaming. I'm like, I am Nintendo.
You already did it on the podcast.
I've already talked about it. Which
is nice, because now I've moved back to more hardware and other things like that, which we don't really talk about on this podcast. So I still
not too much. Yeah, it's harder.
Still a whole new thing. Yeah, I think it's going to work for you, man. I think you need to just keep with it. I'll be streaming again soon. I'm going to just try it once a week, man. Honestly, that's what I'm going to try to do. If I can stay with once a week and we can just build from there, but I am going to be doing it on Twitch. I'm not doing it on my YouTube channel or the second channel. It's going to be on Twitch. I'm staying there. I've made that
I want to ask you why, because you know me, I was the Twitch guy for a few years. I built up a bit of a following over there organically, and it's just, I don't know, the way I feel about Twitch, it's just I don't want to go back. I feel like the company is crumbling.
I feel like
the infrastructure is not being rebuilt, and they're trying their best to patch the holes.
Bottom, and they're on the way back up. So I kind of want to just stay there and see what happens.
Yeah, I feel you. I mean, it's I didn't delete my Twitch or anything.
I'm not even that worried about it, honestly. Like I could care less. Like whatever. If people want to come hang out with me on Twitch, like I'm going to play these games there anyway. You know I'm going to be playing Fortnite over there. I don't get big numbers for that, but like I enjoy playing it. I'm going to be playing it anyway. I might as well stream a little bit. But the first one we're going to do is definitely Prince of Persia. I bought that day one, and I've literally just been sitting on it. I haven't played it hardly at all. I played like the very beginning part. I really want to play more. I'm really excited to play more of that.
Any not to put you on a spot, but I'm just kind of curious. Anything? You have any ideas for or plans for what your second channel is going to be happening over there?
As
your editor, but also as just a fan of your content. I want to know what's going on.
I mean, I haven't done anything over there in a while. I did the iPad stuff. I have some other stuff I wanted to talk about, just like programs on the iPad that I use a lot. But I kind of moved back to my Mac a little bit, just because there's just certain things I need.
Yeah,
and
I heard you talk about that.
The iPad version of Final Cut Pro just doesn't have, and it's such small little things. So kind of waiting on that. I don't know. I need to do something over there.
Yeah. Well, Nintendo decided that they needed to do something over at Nintendo, and about 1 a.m. or something like that, on your local time here in the United States, they decided to drop a weird tweet. Actually, that was the concert. They did that at 1 a.m. I think I'm getting wrong. I actually wanted to talk about the Joy-Cons first, which may have been dropped the same time. I don't know, but
no, those were earlier, and I completely missed it until this morning.
No, I saw the tweet. I saw the tweet, and I was like, I don't really understand. Well, I understand why they're putting them out. I just don't. What I mean is, I don't really care about them. They look cool. However, I feel like if you want pink Joy-Cons, you could just shell the ones that you got. You know what I mean? Because if you know how to shell, if you don't know how to shell, then you go ahead and shell out $80 to get these. But I mean, if you really want pink Joy-Cons, you can just get shells for $20, and they're going to be nicer shells than the ones Nintendo has. So
I actually kind of like these ones, but I saw something. I saw something in the chat in the pre-show. I think that one girl said she looks at them and it just reminds her of Kirby. Which,
when I saw them, I thought they were Kirby Joy-Con. Then I realized they're.
Do you remember what I said I wanted? I just wanted pink Joy-Cons, which is Kirby's two little eyes on.
Yep,
that's all I want. That is the perfect pink. They totally could have done it. They totally could have done it.
They could have.
This Peach game does not need Joy-Cons. I'm glad they have pink Joy-Cons coming out.
Well, technically, they're not Peach Joy-Cons. They're just pink Joy-Cons, but they're themed.
Well, they're dropping with the game.
Yeah,
they mentioned.
They're dropping next to. They're not with the game.
Yeah, they aren't actual Peach Joy-Con. They're not like the Zelda ones that were dropped, the Skyward Sword ones or anything like that. But I mean they're pink. They're lightly themed. They should have done the same thing with Kirby eyes. I would love that.
I agree.
Who would have bought those? Because I'd have bought those. You'd have bought those, Geeb.
Oh my! Which one? Kirby? Oh yeah. Oh my God!
Now hold on. You're not buying these, right?
No.
You put 2 black ovals on there and you're buying them, correct?
1,000%.
Okay.
Not even no cap, as the kids say.
Oh yeah.
I had set a scene. I don't remember what I did. Is it this button? Please be this button. Nope, not that button. That's the after show. I don't know. Anyway, Drip. We're also going to move on here to the Zelda orchestra concert that was also announced here.
That was crazy.
So, is this the 35th anniversary concert we never got? Is that what this is, or is this like going to be a 3-minute video that means nothing?
No. It's a live event. It's a concert. It's whole thing.
It's not live. It is not live.
Okay, it is a live event at one point. It is not going to be broadcast.
Oh, really?
Live.
So this was a live concert.
It is a live thing.
Point.
It's pre-recorded, but it was a live thing. Yeah. I don't know. It's the Zelda Orchestra. I mean, I'm assuming it's the same people we saw do the Skyward Sword, the disc that came with Skyward Sword.
Right. Yeah.
For what was that? The 25th anniversary disc?
That's the Zelda. Isn't that the Zelda Orchestra? Is that what they're called?
Yeah. So I mean, I'm guessing it's the same group. Maybe not all the same people, but I'm sure they got some old heads still hanging around, right?
Yeah. I want to point out here too that it's going to be at 5 a.m. Pacific time. So that's going to be what, 7 a.m. Central Time and 8 p.m. or 8 a.m. Eastern Time. So it's very early in the morning for this. I guess it's better for the Japan audience, but still don't quite understand why so early in the morning. They could have just put it a little bit later.
It's weird.
Like maybe a lunchtime matinee. It would have been nice,
Well, not only that, the fact that Nintendo of America,
right,
not of Japan, of America, is tweeting this out at 1:15 in the morning.
Yeah.
That just, the timing is very odd. I don't know why or how that thought process went about, but I feel like you're right. Yeah. I mean, 7 a.m. I mean, I don't know. It's what day is it on? A Friday?
Yeah.
I guess I'll be up.
Not this Friday, but the Friday after. Yeah.
Taking kids to school at that time. It's fine. Be back just in time.
Yeah,
Getting kids dropped off early that day.
I'm excited to listen to it. I'm excited if it's like a full concert, right? Like I've seen a 2-hour plus long concert, not from the Zelda Orchestra, but from like a different, non-Nintendo associated orchestra, and it was spectacular. I thought it was so good. I ripped the music off of YouTube and put it on my computer because like I want to keep that stuff. So that's awesome. If they would have sold it, I would have bought it. But it's so good.
Yeah, I mean that's like the orchestra thing that came with Skyward Sword. That was like the only disc that lived in my CD player because it's good. How long is that? I don't remember, but it's decent.
The CD's about 45 minutes.
Yeah, it's not crazy long, but I mean, they cover a lot of ground in there. But I'm guessing this will probably be all new stuff, which is very cool. I'm really, really honestly looking forward to this because I'm guessing. I would guess, now who knows, but I would guess that we're probably going to get a disc of this sold at some point, right? Or at least available somewhere. Maybe it comes with a special edition of a Zelda game that might be coming out this year.
I question that because why would they put it out right now on YouTube? They know it can get ripped off of YouTube super easy. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
if there's something they're gonna package and sell, even if it's with another game or something. If they were going to do that, that was their plan. Why would they ever put it out for free like this on YouTube? That's what makes me think this
honestly,
is
dude, the more I think
video.
about what I just said, I'm like, who the fuck wants a CD anyway?
You'd be surprised. The fans of, I'll tell you who, Drip, not that we're going to go off in this tangent.
We're not going there again.
No, we're not going there. But I will tell you that people who, not respect, that sounds rude, but people who are.
Now I don't respect music.
No, people who are really into the artists that they're into right now. For example, me and Silk Sonic, when they dropped their album, it's not that I didn't listen to it before. It's not that I want to listen to it via physical media. It's that I wanted to support them because I think what they're doing is really cool and the music was awesome. So I want to keep.
Fair.
And I have a CD player in my car, so I thought it was a win-win. I was like, I'll support what you guys are doing. I'll pick up the CD and I'll keep it in my car, so I don't need to stream it. You know what I mean? Yeah. So yeah, the CD. I know that you're completely out of this world right now, but I'm telling you, the world didn't leave. You just left it. You know, you took a rocket ship off of Earth, but that doesn't mean Earth still isn't back there behind you. I promise.
I don't believe
promise.
You.
I promise.
It sounds like a conspiracy. I don't know about this. So anyway, yeah. I mean, whatever. They could give you a digital download of it or something in a special edition of a Zelda game or something.
Absolutely, could.
Yeah,
do
I mean, I'm sure
it won't, but they could.
They might. They did it with. I mean, they gave you a free disc with the Skyward Sword special edition. The 25th anniversary concert.
The 25th anniversary. That was a long time ago at this point. That was 15 years ago.
It was. But still, this is going to be cool. Whatever. I don't care. This is going to be badass. And it's going to be on YouTube all the time. So, yeah. My guess is it's going to be on YouTube Music so I can listen to it there whenever. This is going to take the place of that Wind Waker orchestra thing that I rocked all summer, which was like at the top of my YouTube Music playlist, like most played things. Again, I looked at the end of the year. Like, damn, I didn't realize I listened to it that much, but.
Again, you're assuming that this is going to be a full-length concert. This is reeking of me promotion.
But it's a I don't know, man.
Yeah, it could be a snippet of a performance, or Drip, it could have been a 3-minute performance that they just hired some musicians to get to do. That's very, like there's plenty of YouTube videos out there.
I'll tell you this right now. If that's what it is, I'm going to be hugely disappointed.
I'm not disappointed. My expectation is not high. Yours might be. That's why you'll be disappointed. I'm not really expecting a whole lot.
Yeah,
from this.
I'm expecting a trip through all Zelda games musically, and I want it all to flow nice, just like the CD. That's what I want. That's what I want. I want a new version of that.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if I want that exactly. I think maybe for me, more Tears of the Kingdom related because music doesn't go.
Yeah. I want new stuff. Yeah, I don't want the same old tired songs. I want to hear new stuff, new versions, this. Yeah, we got so much stuff since that came out.
Right. Well, I told you, I told you. I forgot. Wait, I forgot what I was going to say. Something about the fact that I completely forgot what I was going to say. Sorry.
Nice. Awesome. I bet it was awesome though.
You know what? It was the best thing I was ever going to say. But it couldn't be any better than if Nintendo just dropped a Nintendo Direct right now. And that's not what they did.
That would be awesome.
That's not what they did. But you know what they did do? Nothing. A leaker from the name of Emily Rogers.
No, and that dude, no, she's a real insider. That is a real person in this industry. Like, she's a real insider. She knows shit. Somebody just made their name. What was it on? What's this leak on? It's like on 4chan or some shit like that?
Yes, yeah.
Some bullshit. Dude, come on. I'm just going to start this little segment here right now that this is all complete bullshit.
Yeah.
The pick is in, and it's bullshit. Okay?
I played it.
Okay, good. I was about to.
Yeah.
Come on. Okay. So looking at this, the big thing that everyone was like, oh, the leaker had some stuff about the Peach game having a ninja mode and a cowgirl mode.
Mm-hmm.
But if you look at the first trailer, you can see those symbols. It's like a ninja knife and a cowboy hat, literally over top of all you got to do is just watch the trailer slow. You could have picked that out.
Right.
This is not a leak. The rest of these are super safe, or either that or things we've already heard 1,000 times.
Like Metroid Prime Remastered 2.
Yeah. Okay.
Like another Donkey Kong game. We've heard that.
Yeah, and I want to go down the list. I kind of want to I kind of want to go down the list. I can't see it that well. This picture's so small.
Yeah, it's blurry. Sorry guys, if you're watching the episode, it's blurry. I screenshot this off of Spawnwave. Thanks, Spawnwave.
I know. I see that. See that background. Looks very familiar.
Yeah.
Okay. Fire Emblem 4 remake releasing in May.
Sure.
I think of any of this stuff, that's like the most possible.
Well, it's also because we're not attached to the Fire Emblem series, so we don't really.
But they've been putting Fire Emblem games out like every year.
They have.
They've been killing Fire Emblem games.
I'm surprised.
Why not? And it's a remake, which we're in remake era right now.
Yeah. Okay. Next thing up is the Princess Peach thing. We talked about that. Again, Donkey Kong.
That doesn't count. Sorry, that does not count.
Donkey Kong is getting it, for its 30th anniversary.
Donkey Kong Country. So this is like Donkey Kong Country, the
2
side-scrolling 2D.
Yeah.
I call bullshit on that. Everything we've heard about that new Donkey Kong game is that it's 3D. It's not going to be another 2D game. And I think at this point, after Tropical Freeze, like where the hell do you go after Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze? It was great.
Yeah,
it was amazing.
I mean, I don't know. I think it's
whatever. I mean, I don't know.
You do whatever.
I
don't know.
I said the exact same thing about what are we gonna do with a 2D Mario, and we got a pretty good 2D Mario. So what do I know? I don't know anything.
Metroid Prime 2.
To me, this is so small.
Metroid Prime 2 remastered is a given. Who knows when it's coming?
But is it?
It's a given that it's obvious it should come. Whether it's actually going to come or not is a different question. But clearly, with 4 on the horizon, 1 already remastered and out on the console, it makes a ton of sense why 2 should be on the Switch. But as we've talked about here on the podcast as of recent days, obviously, the Switch is near the end of its life cycle, and either all the games should be coming out right now because they're trying to get a fire sale of Switch games so they can make some money on this console before the new one comes out, or nothing's coming out and the new Switch is on the horizon in terms of an announcement. So,
I mean, I don't know. See, I just have this feeling that it's not going to be remastered. It's just going to be upscaled a little bit, and it's going to be 2 and 3. Because that's what everybody seems to be talking about right now, that these two aren't going to get the same treatment that the first one got. And if you think about it, where we're at, and let's just say we get Metroid Prime 4 at the end of this year or early next year, the time you've already waited between 1 and now whenever 2 might come out, are you really going to wait that long again for 3 and then put 4 right on top of that? It kind of makes sense just to drop the other 2 now for $40, just upscaled a little bit so it looks nice, just polished up a little bit. Not what they did. I mean, Metroid Prime Remastered looked amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, crazy good. I mean, even if they just upscaled, it's still going to look great. If they still just, do a little bit, put them both on one, $40, get the whole trilogy on there. I mean, I'm sure they'll do some type of a digital bundle if you want to buy all 3. I'm sure they'll do that. I mean, why not? I don't know. I think we've gone too long at this point to see just a Metroid Prime 2 remastered.
Yeah, a double pack with 2 and 3 would be
$40.
$40, no, 60. They would not put it for 40 because that means they'd have to then drop 1 to 30 or 20. They won't do that.
So.
They would be it would be 60 or 90.
No, well, yeah. I mean, okay, $60 for what? 2 and 3?
Yeah.
$30 each?
Like $79.99 or $89.99, something like that.
The remastered one's $10 more. Yeah. Okay. I can get on board with that. Whatever.
or they won't do it at all, and
we're
not getting a double pack or even the game. Because how many people said triple pack 1, 2, and 3? I mean, that
was the original rumor though going in.
Yeah, a lot of people said that.
But listen, it did start. People did start saying like it's not all 3 anymore. Like whoever's talking about this stuff knows something, because they did say that it's just 1 and it's remastered. It's just 1, and that happened.
Yep.
So I mean, I kind of do believe this. Like both come out at the same time, just kind of upscale a little bit. I don't know. We'll see. That's not the one I care about. The next one is the one
Grezzo
that got me
remake
excited.
Of Zelda Oracle games. Yeah.
Honestly, it didn't really get me excited. It just pissed me off because I know it's not real.
Yeah.
I think those games might be a thing because they've been talked about for a while. We're not doing that right now. We're not doing that right now. We're going to get into this conversation. You tell me I'm wrong and the window has passed, but I feel like a February Direct is the time and the window for them to announce Wind Waker and Twilight Princess for the Switch. And we get it sometime this summer.
Can we agree on something? And then can we I'm going to suggest something to you.
Okay.
If they let's say this. If they don't announce Wind Waker and or Twilight Princess this February, not even the next Direct, just this February.
Yeah, no.
If they don't do it, can we finally put to bed this fantasy world that we live in?
I will tell you
that
right
they're going to be putting these games on the Nintendo Switch.
I will tell you right now, right here live, if it is not in the February Nintendo Direct, I will stop talking about it until we get a Switch 2. Until then. But then I'll keep talking about it more because it's going to happen. But if it's not in this next Direct in February, it's not coming to this Switch. I will go with that.
I forget what Direct it was last year, but late last year, that whatever Direct that was, that was my cutoff for myself. Your cutoff is now February, but I think it's not coming in February either. It's not coming. The window has passed. I know we argued about this last week, and we also argued about this on our Discord hangout the other night.
Yeah, we did. We got a little heated on it too, but I'm telling you, man, it could happen. It still can happen. There is a window still. It's there. And I think we're in prime time for the remakes. We're in prime time for it.
Yeah.
I mean, and those are the ones that they and I told you the other night.
I disagree that it's prime time. The prime time was late last year after the hype of Tea
that's
Time.
Probably right.
That was prime time. This is no longer prime time.
Okay, so maybe not prime time, but these are the games that were on the Wii U that aren't on the Switch, that everybody who adopted the Switch and started doing this whole Nintendo thing, these are the ones everyone's like, how come we haven't got these amazing games? How come we haven't got these amazing games on the Switch? They've been hyped. And when we get those announced, the crowd, us, the people who are really into the Switch are going to hype these things up. They're going to sell so well, dude. They're going to sell so well.
Drip, we need breaking news sound, but I'm going to use the draft sound. Breaking news. And it's not even sarcasm, and he wasn't lying. Coffees with Games brings to my attention this little ditty that I'm going to throw up on screen here on YouTube. Crazy news. That's actually not I'm kind of building up for nothing here. Sorry for getting. Oops, I'm pressing wrong buttons. It's breaking news, guys. Not used to this. Oh my god, what do I press the buttons?
This never happens.
No. Nintendo tweets something live here on the show. Of course, on our show, not on their Twitter, on our show. Additional content for F099 is now available for Switch Online members. There are secret tracks and private lobbies.
Private lobbies, finally.
That's really cool. That's a nice little thing that we got there during this episode. I like that.
That is wonderful. That's the thing. That's why I was like, this game's fun, but it's like, I mean, it would be cooler if we had private lobbies. We got it. Let's play. I'm down.
Discord, private lobbies, F099.
Yeah, come on. That's going to be amazing. 100%. That's going to be so much 100%. Fun.
Stay tuned. If you're not in our Discords, both Discords, we do game nights in just Drip's Discord and in my Discord on occasion, so make sure to hop in both of those to hang out. And
what was the game you guys were playing the other night?
Oh, Gauntlet. It was from the 360, I believe. Coca Baby said he's playing it back in the 360 days. Again, playing here on my Steam Deck, and
I watched it. Look, you guys are having fun.
Yeah, it's a fun little game. I'm not going to talk about it because you guys know how bad I am when I'm talking about games and what they're categorized as. I don't freaking know. I'm an idiot. But yeah, no, it's a fun little game.
Yeah. It's like a Diablo style game.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like to me.
Yeah.
Looked cool. I mean, not for me. That ain't my game. But back to the direct. Okay. What else is on the list? Let's run through the rest of it real quick. I mean, the Zelda ones are what I'd love to see that. It's not happening. Those might come, but they're not coming now. They just did this whole big release of those 2 original games on no. This is not the time for those.
Yeah.
What else is it? I can't see.
That quote unquote that feel good game is getting localized.
Okay. Yeah, and then that's basically it. The rest of it is
what in
whatever.
the world is that?
I don't know. I have no idea what it is. This is bullshit. This is complete bullshit. None of this is real. The only reason anybody is looking at this and saying this might be real is because of the Princess Peach thing. But I mean, you take a second and look at the very first trailer that came out, months ago.
Yeah.
You could probably piece that together. And clearly whoever this is pieced that together. This is not real. I mean, I hate to be the that guy, because I'm usually not. I'm like, it might be. I'm usually that guy. I'm not that guy. This is not real.
Yeah.
Not even close. I don't believe any of it, except for the fact that there might be a Fire Emblem 4 remake, just because why the fuck not?
Right.
Zelda remake, yeah, why not? Not going to be those. And a Donkey Kong game, because we've heard that for I don't know how long. These are layups. I mean, this is what we used to talk about. Like, yeah, okay, Geeb, guess what? I'm a leaker. Next year, we're going to get a Mario game. Okay?
Yeah.
Mario games are coming. Next year, we might get a game that starts with a Z.
Yeah, pulling a Pyro or Pioro.
Yeah.
Was it?
Z.
Yeah.
There'll be an announcement with a game starting with Z. I mean,
you
can say whatever the hell you want, man.
predict
Some of this stuff's just so stupid.
I predict that Nintendo will announce an event in 2025.
What? 2025 at some point.
At some point.
Oh, well, we'll see. I don't know. That sounds wild. We'll see. We'll see about that.
I predict that Drip and I will tell you guys when we think the exact date of the direct will be. Before we get to that, what do you mean by leak, true or false? I'm trying to see. I'm reading your list here.
We've already been over that.
Okay.
Is the leak real or not? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, listen. Here's what we're going to go over now.
Yeah,
we're going to talk about
what we're going to see.
We're going to talk about what we would see in a direct this February, because we know. Let's set the stage here. We know where we're at. We are riding off into the sunset with the Nintendo Switch right now. This is the end of its life. We are coming up on its 7th birthday. The developers have moved on. They are making games for the Switch 2 now, or whatever that is.
Yep.
We're getting ports. We're getting remakes. So what do we get in a February direct to fill out the year, or at least the summer?
Man, so I am torn because to me it feels like it's too soon in February to really announce this Switch. I think like March is the earliest.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a minute.
Right, but for me, if there were to be a February direct, I still don't think that they're going to be announcing anything to quote unquote fill out the year. And here's what I mean by that. There is nothing to fill the year out with from the Nintendo Switch. They don't have things planned to fill it out. The stuff that we already have announced, that they announced last year, is the filler for this upcoming 2024 for the Nintendo Switch. They're also going to be heavily relying on indies and third-party developers in general. Because
so you're telling me
for the Nintendo Switch, I think Nintendo has already moved all their eggs into the Switch 2 basket. The last hurrah was like when we got the Paper Mario 1000-Year Door, the Luigi Mansions game port, like that stuff that came out late last year. That was the last thing they were going to say about the Switch. I think we've heard the last Nintendo Direct about the Switch. I really do. Either that, or the possibility that we're going to get a Direct in February and then March. is Nintendo Switch 2. Either way, either of those things for me, either of those realities mean that there's not many more announcements from Nintendo coming for the Switch 2. They'll just announce a couple little things, little sprinkles here. Maybe it'll be a mini direct in February, and the big blowout comes in March when they announce they blow their load. And they.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think it's going to be after March when they do that. We'll get into that in a minute. But okay, let's go with what we could see. Here's some layups. We don't have a date for. We don't have a date for Paper Mario Thousand Year Door.
Yeah.
That's a layup.
It is a layup.
Easy. That'll be there. We don't have a date for Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon HD.
Possible that doesn't happen. They kind of.
They said they've told us summer though.
Right. They could just kind of shadow drop it in a summer direct. That's very possible too.
I think they've already announced it. I don't think they're going to do it like that. I think they'll tell us. I think that's a layup. I think it's easy. There's a possibility. This is a small one, but I want you to humor me here on this.
Sure.
I'm already talking about Zeldas. Wind Waker, Twilight Princess. I will die on that fucking horse at the top of that fucking hill.
You'll die on Epona.
I will. Like this. I don't have a horse sound, or I would have.
You have a particular sound you should play. There's another animal on your soundboard.
Oh.
Yep.
There we go. That's a good one. Okay. I really think that's going to be there, but that's not what I want to talk about. I want to talk about the possibility of seeing Metroid Prime 4 at a February Direct. Now, hear me out on this. Let me set the give you the setup here. We see Metroid Prime 4. We get a date for sometime at the end of the year. Later in the year, way later. And this is going to be their big, they're going to do this whole thing. It's not the game, but it's one of the big holiday games, right?
Right.
But all they show us is Switch footage. They save the Switch 2 footage for like something like you're saying, big blood on the Switch 2. Then we get to see, the Switch 2 is going to be able to make it look like this. Then they can start doing that. Then they can start pushing it that way. But I think it's possible. You tell me what you think. I think it's possible we see Metroid Prime 4, maybe even like a cinematic trailer, no gameplay, just something to let us know that's coming at the end of this year. Thoughts?
And dude, I mean, that would be shocking to me if there's a Metroid Prime trailer and it's only Switch. Yeah, and it's only Switch 2.
No, not Switch 2.
I'm sorry. I meant to say it's only Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, we only see the Switch version.
That would be shocking to me because it's so obvious what they're doing with that game. Like, let's think about it. Announcement was it 2017? They announced Prime 4 that they're working on it.
The first time,
and then the second time was 2019,
when they said they're scrapping everything,
they're scrapping what they were working on. And,
Retro Studios.
Yep. And now it's been 5 years since then. And let's be honest, dude. They put out Metroid Prime 1 to get a feel.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Feel. Dread Prime 1.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna get 2 and 3. But I think
the games
probably.
Man. They might already be done for the Switch. They probably have been done for the Switch for 2
You mean that version of it for the Switch?
Yeah. I think they've been done with Metroid Prime 4 for about 2 years now for the Nintendo Switch. It has to be. Games don't take 6 years like Tears of the Kingdom.
Maybe not yet.
They don't take that long like that. Like Tears of the Kingdom. Not all of them. I know some do.
This is going to be, Metroid Prime 4 is going to be Metroid Prime 4 is going to be nuts, though. It's going to be nuts.
I know, but they still don't take quite this long. They really don't. And it's not like they took what they worked on from 2017, 2019 and lit it on fire.
No. So, I don't know about 2 years. I think 2 years is a little long. But I think you're right. It's probably been done for quite some time. But at this point, it's a Switch 2. It's the Breath of the Wild. It's the Wii U and Switch release. But it's the Switch and Switch 2 release. I think you're right about that. I think there's going to be several of those games this time. It's not just going to be
I agree.
The one.
I agree.
I think it's going to be several of them.
There might even be 6 months to a year's worth of Nintendo games like that.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Who knows, man? We could have already seen the Switch version of a Switch. I mean, Dark Moon HD could be on Switch 2. They could have another version of that. They could have upscaled versions of Thousand Year Door, of the Peach game. I mean, we might already have been seeing the first version of some of these games, and then I think it's possible. Because I don't think they're going to just stop. Because, I mean, I know you say you think they're basically done. I think we're going to get more stuff. They can't just stop. The machine is well-oiled right now. They've got to keep it rolling. They've got to keep going. I don't know.
Excuse me.
I think it's very, very possible that we see at least just the Switch version. And once they do announce the Switch 2, then they start actually showing some of that stuff, which...
Yeah.
I mean, that would be cool, too, because then we'd have that footage and we know what it is. And they can be like, here's the Switch. And they'll be showing brand new footage from a brand new game that we've already seen side by side with a better version of it on the next hardware. And you could just literally see, like, holy crap, this looks amazing.
Yeah. You said that.
What a better game to do it with. There's not a better game to do it with as far as visuals go.
Yeah.
Look what they did with Prime 1 on the Switch. It's insane.
You said that. I think they're going to stop altogether the machine of Nintendo. That's not.
I don't think that's not what I mean. I just don't think they're going to slow it down as much as you think they're going to. I think there's way more coming still.
Well, hold on a second. It's not what I think. They have slowed it down. To
ports, but you're saying right now. I mean, if you think at this point the only thing we're getting right now is, let's see, Dark Moon TBA. I have a list here. Where is it? Princess Peach Showtime in March. What else? Mario versus Donkey Kong in February.
Yeah.
That's it. Do you think those are the only 3 games we're going to get from Nintendo? First party. I agree they're going to be ports and remakes. They're going to go heavy on it. But there's no way that's it. There's no way they're going to slow it down that much.
Yeah. It's not that I think nothing is coming this year from Nintendo. It's that nothing is coming for the Nintendo Switch. They have switched gears, no pun intended, to the Switch 2, and games will be coming out for the Switch 2 this year at launch with the console. I think we've seen, all I'm trying to say is I think we've seen the last big Nintendo Direct for the Switch 2. That was in 2023.
I mean, I don't think it's going to be huge. I agree with you there. I don't think it's going to be anything massive. I think there's probably going to be 1 or 2 things I'm super excited about as far as like things I've wanted on the Switch for a long time. But I mean, I just don't see them leaving it wide open. Because I mean, they did the same thing. They kept putting up 3DS games, even though they knew they weren't going any further with their handheld division. Mm-hmm. They did it up in like a year, 2 years into the Switch's life.
There will be dual releases. I get that's not what I'm not saying that either. I'm not saying there's nothing coming out. But as far as like what this Direct is going to be what they're talking about, either it's going to be little bits of nothing, just like here's another filler with a couple more ports and a bunch of date announcements of things from last year we already announced, or it's going to be let's get down to brass tacks right now, and they throw their balls on the table and say, here's the Switch 2. Here's what we have planned coming out September 2024. Like that is either those 2 options, but both options have nothing to do with the Switch. The Switch will be not an afterthought, but will not be the number 1 focus for them. It will be the Nintendo Focus coming out in 2024.
Whatever it's called. Yeah, okay. I'd throw that out there. We're both kind of we're both kind of saying the same thing in a different way. I think we just have a little different idea how they're going to approach it, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, we're getting more stuff. You agree with that, right?
Yes, 1,000%.
I agree with that too. You agree with me that it's not going to be anything super substantial, but it will fill out the rest of the year, even if it is a dual release and we don't find that out till later.
Yeah. I'm still kind of, I don't know if like Dark Moon is going to be on the Switch 2. Just because it's on the Switch this year doesn't mean it also has to be on the Switch 2. You know what I mean? Dark Moon is a 3DS game that they upscaled to Switch graphic level 1080p.
Yeah, it doesn't look that great, but what if it looks great on the Switch?
It won't, because that's not how it does. That's not how this works. What if it does? Drip, because I don't think you understand how this works. In order for it to look better on the Switch 2, they'd have to remaster.
What if it does, Geeb?
They'd have to remaster it. You can't just port a game over and it suddenly looks better. I may have higher resolution.
All right, whatever. It doesn't matter.
But it won't look better. It needs to be actually remastered to do that. So unless they announce Dark Moon remastered version for the Switch 2 and the Switch only gets the simple HD upgrade, then that's fine. But just because they put a game on there, like Paper Mario Thousand Year Door, if they put it on the Switch 2, it's not going to look any better on the Switch 2, and it won't run any better on the Switch 2 because it doesn't work like that.
Well, let me ask you this.
I got the burps. I'm sorry, guys.
Let's say this, because you kind of brought this up a little bit earlier. What if, and I know this is a big what if, and it ain't happening. I'm just going to tell you right now, we're talking about this just to have a little fun. This is not going to happen. What if the February Direct isn't a Direct at all? What if it's a Switch 2 announcement? What if it is just an event to show us what the Switch 2 is, how it is different from the Switch, and let us know when that's coming out?
I think that's crazy unlikely.
I also agree, but I do want to have a conversation about it.
If it does happen, and let's say even if it doesn't happen in February, I think it's happening in March. Okay, that's how I feel.
I don't think so. I think they're going to wait till after their fiscal year's completely done, which ends at the end of March. April is the beginning of their year. I think they're going to let everything go until then, hype it up for the beginning, and then drop it 3-4 months later.
Whenever it happens, what's going to be? Do we think that's? What's the question here? Do we think it's likely, or what was your question?
Just the February thing. Like let's just dive into that thing. Okay. What if it is February? It's not going to be. I just want to have a hypothetical conversation.
If it's February, I think that there's not going to be a focus on games very much. Maybe
no, it's not even going to be a Direct, right? It's just they're just going to talk about the thing.
Yeah, I think this kind of goes to what I was saying, where we won't get a Direct at all. We'll get an announcement of a Switch 2. It'll be like they'll drop a video of just like some stuff. And
I can tell you this is something I can tell you, because we did see this stuff when they dropped the Switch, which was interesting. Before they had even announced the games and showed us, we got clips from Breath of the Wild and Mario Odyssey.
Mm-hmm.
That was before we even knew what the hell they were, if I'm not mistaken. It was just stuff that was shown on the screen. Guaranteed. We get Metroid Prime 4 teasers right there if that happens.
Yeah, I kind of feel like it's Metroid Prime 4 and then like Mario Kart 9 is going to be in that trailer.
Yeah, okay. Listen, let's talk about that, because I feel like some people want to know about that, possibly. So we might need to talk about that a little bit. Mario Kart 9. Is that a 2024 game?
I think
like that's
I
it,
think
man.
so.
That's
I think
one.
so. That's the holiday game.
That's the launch game, right?
No, Metroid is. I think the launch game. And let's be clear here. I don't know if it depends when the Switch 2 comes out. It might launch during holiday, like September at the earliest.
Not the launch game. We've already had this conversation.
I know, but
it can't hold it. It's got to be a Mario or a Mario Kart or a Zelda. That's it. It's got to be.
Yeah, either way, whether it's a holiday game or a launch game, that both of those dates are late in this year. So that doesn't that's kind of that's pointless. We're not going to hold this console in summertime. That's not going to happen. We're going to hold. It's going to be
September.
It's going to be fall. We're going to be holding this console in fall, or worst case, winter.
Fall, y'all.
Well, it will be. It will be fall actually, because winter is until December in terms of like actual winter date happens in December. So it
fall.
will be fall.
Is September
this console,
fall? Is that considered fall?
I believe. I think.
What's the first day of fall?
I think it is the 21st of September.
Of September?
I think so.
Well, we have a release date. Glad we got that figured out.
Ooh, hold on. Let me look at the calendar. You talk.
Speaking of dates, I do want to touch on the dates, because I know that's a thing. We said we were going to talk about tonight, the date for the Direct.
Mm-hmm.
And just to make sure everybody is very, very clear on this before I give my prediction, I have no fucking idea when this Direct is going to be. I have no idea. But I can tell you this. By looking at what I have looked at today, just kind of piecing some things together and things we know about Nintendo, what they do with Directs, what they don't do, this is going to be in February. So, what comes out in February? We have Mario versus Donkey Kong, February 16th.
Great.
So I can tell you right now, I said earlier, my date was the 6th, 7th, maybe the 8th. I think I told you that earlier today because, right before the orchestra thing. They could pump it up a little bit, maybe tell us about a Zelda game. Mm-hmm. That ain't happening. They got a game coming out the next week. They are not going to overshadow that game on its release week or the week before. They never, ever do that. They never do that. I'd say that's happened that I can even remember. Actually, I can't even remember a time it's happened. I will say this. If anybody can, put it in the chat right now because I will.
Or the YouTube comments.
I will be surprised if you can find that because I don't think it happens. Yeah. They don't do that. So I would say this thing is going to happen at some point past February 16th. Now, the question is, how far past February 16th? I feel like the next week is probably it. So we're looking at maybe a February 21st direct, February 22nd.
Wednesday, a nice announcement on Monday the 19th.
I mean, I'm saying anywhere between the 20th and the 22nd, I feel very strongly about at this point, just because of the fact of when their first party game is coming out that month. That's usually where, if they got one coming out way later in the month, it's usually early. If it's early, the direct is later.
Yeah.
I mean, it's after. They're not going to, even though this is just a port, they're not going to step on their own toes. So my guess, I'm going to say the 21st of February. That's what I'm going to say. That is my educated guess.
I am, this is tough. If it is a Switch 2 related
which we know it's not.
If it is, I will go Friday the 23rd. We'll drop a video.
Ooh, a Friday. Ooh, that's tough though, man, because that's weird timing for Japan and stuff. I don't know.
It could be like Friday at like 9 a.m. Eastern. You know what I mean? Or 10 a.m. Eastern.
If they do it early, yeah.
Yeah, because that's
so you're talking like not even like a
lot.
live event, just like here's a big thing. Check it out. It's on YouTube. It's on
a tweet,
Twitter. It's on all the
things. It'll be a tweet at like
a big video.
9 p.m. Central, 10 p.m. Eastern, whatever the time frame is. They usually
if
do
it's
that.
the Switch, you're saying.
If it's a Switch.
Just the Switch. And you're talking on the 23rd?
That's the date I'm giving. Again, I'm not Nostradamus, but that's the date I'm giving. As far as if it's just a regular old game thing where they're going to talk about games coming to the Switch like they always do.
Yeah.
I'm going to go. I have a hard time. Picking any other date than 21st. I have a hard time.
You like my 21st. That's fine. You can sit there with me, dude. We'll sit on the 21st.
To be different, I'll go the 29th, Thursday. Leap day.
Ooh, okay.
Leap day.
Last day of the month, huh?
Well, yeah, but it's the leap day. It only happens once every 4 years. What if they put the Switch 2 on that day?
I was about to say that. What if they drop
Oh my God,
did
we just become best friends?
Yeah, you can too. Do you want to go do karate in the basement? I don't care.
We need that soundbite. That's what we need.
Let's go. That's fun. That sounds fun, but that's not going to happen. That is a fun idea.
Yeah.
I say the 21st. I think that's when it's happening. You can hold me to it. If it's not, it's not. If it's earlier, wonderful. If it's later, good. That means we're probably not getting one and we're going to see the Switch 2 earlier. Either way.
Yeah.
Not that we can do.
Wait, Mega, hold on. In our chat, Mega, are you a leap day baby? Are you a leap day baby?
Oh my God, I think he is.
Because those people technically are like a fourth of their actual age legally.
Oh, Mega Boy's a baby.
He's a baby. He's a little teenager tween.
He's an actual baby. Either way, sitting with the 21st. We'll see what happens. I mean, obviously, we're going to have lots of time to talk about it. Even if it's earlier, by next week, this is going to have taken, I will tell you this for sure. By this time next week, Direct Talk will have taken over the internet. I guarantee this is going to be a conversation next week. And I don't know. We'll see where we sit next week. I'm sure there's going to be probably several more leaks come out between now and then. I'm sure there's probably already several more out right now by the time you're listening to it, especially if you're listening to this on the audio version.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, speaking of that, Drip, we're going to tell the people in the stream to stay tuned. We're going to go to the after show. But as far as the rest of you guys hanging out, listening to this episode on Apple or Spotify or anywhere you listen to those podcasts, or if you're watching this video on YouTube, we're going to say goodbye to you guys for now. And we're going to see you guys next week. Thanks for watching, guys.
Peace.
Well, I pressed the wrong button. Bye, guys.
Oh, bye. Bye. See ya.
I pressed the wrong button again.
Oh, shit. Bye.
Bye. Is this the right button? Yes, it is.
Son of a biscuit eater.